Okay, so I'm going to open us up tonight, and I'm just going to tell y'all what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, tonight we're talking about how Jesus took God's hatred of sin on the cross to love us because we are sinners and we really needed that. And so, I feel like we really need to understand that when Jesus died on the cross, he became our sin. So much so that God couldn't even look at him because God cannot be in the presence of sin. And so, because Jesus did this, he tells us to love our enemies and to pray for them. And and that as Christians, we're not called to hate, and we are just called to love each other and to be there for each other and to support each other. And so, the thing about that is that that can be really, really hard. It's not easy to be the only one doing the right thing when everybody else is doing something completely different, or to have to be the one who's setting an example. It's not easy. And Jesus told us that. It's not like he said, hey, come be a Christian. It's going to be super easy. He said, I would love for you to be a Christian. I want you here, but it's going to be hard because doing the right thing can be hard. And so I feel like every once in a while, there's just that one person who will just get on your last nerve, like you cannot take it anymore. Because, that could be like a friend or it could be a sibling or even like a teacher. But they're just, like they're killing you. And so one thing that I try to think about is that you will never look into the eyes of someone who Jesus doesn't love. And I try to put myself in that person's shoes because my little sister, y'all, she is like annoying sometimes. And so I just try to think like, oh, I remember when I was that little, I was really curious and I would just ask all these questions. And so I try to put myself into her shoes and to remember that she's a child of God just like I am. And I try to show her grace and to show her mercy. And so 1 Corinthians says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. And so one thing that really sticks out to me in that verse is that love is patient, because I personally find that hard. And I feel like when we have patience, then we can really show who Christ is through us. And, when we can just take things easy, even if somebody can tell that you're annoyed or that you've had a bad day, when you can just sit down and talk to them without, just getting really angry at them, I think it really displays that Christ is working in us. And another one is Luke 6:27 through 28, and it says, but I tell you who hear me, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who mistreat you. And that also helps me a lot because, again, if somebody's getting on my nerves or if I'm just struggling that day, then I just think back to that verse and think, okay, if I'm just feeling hurt by this person, I can pray about it and God can help us. And so I'm going to let the video happen, and I just hope that you will pay attention tonight and really worship Jesus.